What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another player prop video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section and enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. It is hump day, baby. Thank y'all for joining me as always, and let's get straight to it. We're getting closer and closer to college football again, and if you haven't locked with Props Made Easy after that amazing first little slate of games for college football, you are tripping. We almost went 100%. We might have even gone 100%, but I didn't play every single bet. So you feel what I'm saying? So I don't know 100%. But from the reviews from our own customers at PME and stuff, it looks like we nearly hit every single bet on college football. So went crazy with the first slate of games. I told y'all we were going to be going crazy on college football. And that's exactly what we did. So, lock in. Only $20 a month for Props Made Easy, by the way. Let's get it. All right. So, let's get straight into it. Also, it's busy time of year. So, if you want to be an affiliate for Props Made Easy and make 50% commission, you will make 50% commission on that member. Whoever signs up using your link, you will make 50% commission for as long as they are active. Okay? So, if you have 1,000 people who are using Props Made Easy, you will get 50% of the 20. You'll get $10, and that'll put you at $10,000 a month if you have 1,000 active members using Props Made Easy. That's at that point, you don't need a job. That's your job. You feel what I'm saying? So, definitely huge potential for being an affiliate at Props Made Easy. Definitely excited for y'all because busy times are coming up, man. And Props Made Easy is gonna sell itself just off the accuracy and the price. But I mean, and so it makes it easy for our affiliates to, push that link and really get people signed on, man. Our affiliates are making good amounts of money already. By the way, another payment's about to go out in the first of what's the next month? September. The first of September, payments are going to be going out once again. So go ahead and get those affiliate people signed up. All right. All right. Thank y'all for joining me. Let's get straight into the picks, man. Looking at NFL. As you guys know, at Props Made Easy, we take every single sportsbook known to mankind, and we average their sportsbook lines together to give you the most accurate representation of all around where sportsbooks have this line on average. And then we compare it with whatever sportsbook we're looking at, whatever DFS book we're looking at, like PrizePicks, Underdog, Better, all that good stuff. All right? So that makes things incredibly accurate because you're taking 50 plus sportsbooks lines and comparing it to where PrizePicks is to get where that value is. Brock Purdy, line is at 245.5 on PrizePicks. We like the under at a minus 4.4. Other sportsbooks have this line at 241.1 on average. When you average all the sportsbooks together, 241. All right. Baker Mayfield, under 244.5 at a minus 4.2 at a 240.3 average sportsbook line. Travis Kelce, under 62.5 receiving yards. Sorry. At a minus 3.63. Other sportsbooks are at a 58.8. Lamar Jackson, under 225.5 at a minus 3.62. Other sportsbooks are at 221 on average. Anthony Richardson, over 42.5 at a 2.8 sportsbook differential. Sportsbooks average about 45.3. Caleb Williams, over 237.5 at a 2.8. 240 is the average on other sportsbooks. Kyler Murray, over 233.5 at a 2.8 sportsbook differential. Other sportsbooks are at a 236.3. As you guys know, with anything with the sportsbook differentials, I always recommend 2 and up. 2 and up is going to be your absolute ideal. Okay? 2 and up on the sportsbook differentials. Like, I'm not going to scroll all the way down here and take a 1 sportsbook differential when I have 4 sportsbook differentials at the top. Okay? At Props Made Easy, we try to make it as simple as possible for you to know the best plays immediately. So, as you come on here and immediately when you click a sport and you click a sports book, you immediately see the best plays at the top right there. All right. Looking at better picks, Josh Allen's over 240.5 passing yards is at a 3.4 on the over. Kirk Cousins over 245.5 over there at a 3.4. Kyler Murray over 33.5 rushing yards at a 3.4. So better picks got some options. Boom Fantasy, Kelsey's under 62.5 receiving yards at the top of the list. Pacheco over 75.5 rushing plus receiving at a 3.37 over on Underdog. Over on Vivid Picks, same kind of lines there. Over on Fliff, you have Pacheco's over 56.5 rushing yards at a 4.45. That's a good play. So, yeah, college football. Let's move on. Looking at college football. All right, so we have Evan Svoboda. I don't know how to say this dude's last name. I'm going to call him Evan. How about that? Evan, 146.5 is his passing yards line on PrizePicks. On average, this line's 143. So that's a minus 3.33 sportsbook differential. So grab the under on Evan. Cam, I'm just going to call him Cam. All right. Of course he's going over because he's got my name. All right. Over 76.5 rushing plus receiving yards at a 3 sportsbook differential. Other sportsbooks have this at a 79.5, almost 80. All right. Evan again, under 178.5 passing plus rushing yards at a minus 2. And then once we start getting to this range, you're starting to get a lot tighter lines, okay? Remember, there's only when it comes to on sportsbooks right now, we don't even have all the games dropped yet for Saturday. So you'll have even more value pop in as we get closer to Saturday. So just sit back, take the absolute best we have right now, or just sit back a little bit, let more sportsbooks add more lines, and we will have more lines at Props Made Easy, and you'll be able to take advantage of some big discrepancies. Like, I guarantee you, this minus 3.33, when I do tomorrow's video, you'll probably have a bigger sportsbook differential at that point than a 3.33. Just because more data will pop in, more players will come in. Like, PrizePicks doesn't have every single game up yet. All right? Looking at Better Picks. One thing that we added in is Better Picks has the discount in line. What we want to do is on all of these sportsbooks that have these discount lines that you could take advantage of, we want to make sure that we have these lines on PrizePicks, on Props Made Easy as well. So when you're on here, you immediately know, okay, I should make a slip over on Better because they have a discounted line at 0.5. Okay? 284 sportsbook differential because the average line for him is 285.2. So obviously you're like, okay, at Props Made Easy, we're trying to put you on the best value. So if you go over to Better Picks, you'll see, wow, okay, this over 0.5 passing yards, I need to get that in. And I'm going to pair it up with Bryson here, who's at an over at 7 sportsbook differential at a 42.5. And that would be a fantastic pairing right here. Miller Moss over on his free square at 0.5. And then Bryson Nesbitt over 42.5 at a 7. Other sportsbooks average 49.5 for him. So I like that spot on his over. All right, very good pairing there. Remember, you can always go to all sportsbooks as well and just see the overall best value around the slate, right? So immediately you could see Parlay Play has some big undervalue here. They've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have most of the biggest value when it comes to college football at the moment. All right, Parlay Play can change their payouts a little bit, so where some of these big differentials might not pay you out the same as like a play over on PrizePicks would, obviously, but you'll still make profit, and you're taking the least risk by taking these biggest differentials. All right, but Miller Moss is the overall play that we have, the best overall play we have right now at the free square of 0.5. So really like that spot there. All right, anyways, let's move on. Anything for NFL preseason? Nothing for NFL preseason, nothing for Canada. All right, for MLB, we have a couple plays that are interesting at the top here. They're not green probabilities, but they're plays that could become green probabilities due to their highest odds, and their projection differentials are decent. So let's talk Joe Musgrove at the top of the list right here. Over 4.5 Ks at a 52.89% chance to hit. Minus 137.5 consensus odds. Again, over 50 sportsbooks taken into account. Okay, we take all of the sportsbooks that have that 4.5 line, and we average their line together to give you the most accurate representation of where the consensus odds are. Now, wherever PME pick says is where those consensus odds are on. Okay, so if the PME pick says over, the consensus odds are on the over at minus 137.5 when you average them all together. Same thing here. The highest odds are on the over at minus 145 on DraftKings. His projection is 6.42 strikeouts, a 1.92 projection differential as well. So not only do you have the minus 137 consensus, which once that hits around minus 139, minus 140, that would be a 53% green probability anyway. It gets as high as minus 145 on DraftKings, which is one of the more popular sports books that take player prop bets. So you know that a good bit of people have made it this way. A projection that is 1.92 projection difference higher as well. You just have so much data supporting this play. And again, with NFL, we talked about NFL and the sportsbook differentials. Our week 1 projections are going to be dropping any day now. And we will be all that way. Once those player projections drop, we'll have plus EV plus projection, which will make the EV even more accurate because we'll have even more data to verify, right? So we'll verify, like, okay, The sports books say this. Let's verify that this hasn't been moved by people who don't know what they're talking about. Let's verify and make sure it's accurate based off of all of our player projection data, which is obviously, you guys know, Props Made Easy has partnered with some of the biggest companies in the entire sports industry to bring y'all the most accurate player projections as well for the main sports of NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL. All right? So, yeah, Joe Musgrove over 4.5 Ks. Mackenzie Gore under 5.5 hits allowed at a 52.48% chance to hit. Minus 135 PME consensus. This gets as high as minus 151 on the under on Caesars. And a projection of 4.97 projection hits allowed, minus 0.53. So a few decent options. Let's check Better Picks. Over on Better Picks, you have Paul Skeens over 6.5 Ks at a 54.39% chance to hit. Minus 146 PME consensus odds on the over. Gets as high as minus 160 on Bovada. And then a projection of 7.56 Ks, a 1.06 projection differential. And Michael Wacha, under 2.5 earned runs at a 53.61, minus 141 PME consensus. Gets as high as minus 145 over on BetMGM and a projection of 2.4. So some really good plays over there, honestly. All right. Let's move on. Let's check Underdog. Over on Underdog, nothing too crazy. Nothing's popping out there. On DK Pick 6, Michael Watches under 2.5 earned runs is good there as well. We have Boom Fantasy. Nothing on Boom Fantasy. Lines are incredibly tight there. On Dabble, nothing. Vivid Picks. Joe Musgrove over 4.5 Ks at a 53.05. Over on Fliff, you got some good value. Tanner Bibby, under 5.5 hits allowed at 56.6. Jaron Duran, over 1.5 total bases at 54% chance to hit. Gunnar Henderson, under 1.5 at a 54. Paul Skeens, over 6.5 at a 54. Otto Lopez, over 1.5 at a 54. Like, a lot of solid options over on Fliff. Definitely get some lines, some slips in over on Fliff. Joe Musgrove, like I said, has become a green probability now. All right? Like, as the day goes on, some of these top yellows will turn into greens. And the way that you can identify the ones that could turn into greens is if they have that highest odds that gets pretty high. Like, over on DraftKings, this gets as high as minus 145 on DraftKings. So other sportsbooks may start getting a little closer to where DraftKings is as time goes on. And then, boom, that consensus odds is going to jump over into that green probability range. And that's what you want to focus on. You want to try to get these green probabilities in. Now, who would we want to pair Joe Musgrove up with? Because there's no other green probabilities there with him, right? So you can click on Goblins. You can pair it up with Skeens over 5.5 Ks at a 56% chance, which will be the best Goblin option we have. All right? So great spot for Paul Skeens over 5.5 Ks, and you can pair that with the lone green over on the regular Joe Musgrove over 4.5 Ks at 53%. There you go. You turn that $20 into $50 or whatever you got going on, right? And you make some profit, and you're taking the least risk you can. All right, MLB first inning. Nothing too crazy. Minus 134 on the under for the Twins and the Braves. Under first inning runs allowed at a 52.26% chance to hit. And then you have the Cleveland Guardians and Kansas City Royals. The main one, though, is the under on the Twins and the Atlanta Braves. Under at 52.26. MLB Fantasy, Trey Turner, over 7.5 batter fantasy score at a 1 sportsbook differential. We know not only can he do it with his bat, but he can do it with his feet. So it's always good to have those guys in on their overs. All right, WNBA. Nothing too crazy sticking out for WNBA. You do have some 52.45% chances to hit, a bunch of minus 135 options. As time goes on, we'll have some more green pop in, so I'm not going to lock in on anything. Let's check some other sportsbooks and see if we have any green. DraftKings Pick 6 always tends to have some green. So you got Betnesia under 3.5 assists. Dewana Bonner under 1.5 made threes at a 54%. Jewel Lloyd over 1.5 made threes. So you got some options there for DraftKings Pick 6. Nothing for PGA. Nothing for MMA at the moment. For tennis, we have Audrey Rublev over 35 total games at a 1.5 sportsbook differential. Members have been consistently posting screenshots to us about the success with tennis. I love to see the success with these sports that, you know, get the most love. I mean, the least love mostly. It's been great to see everybody have so much success. So Audrey is a fantastic play over 35 total games at a 1.5. Next up, Nothing for soccer, Call of Duty, nothing. League of Legends. We have some ones, but remember, I recommend you go the 1.5s at the minimum when it comes to esports, so you don't have to take nothing too crazy here. Faker uh, has a couple plays here. Viper has a couple plays here, but you don't have to force anything. And there's nothing on PrizePicks. It's just Underdog and Hot Streak. All right, looking at CS2, Tessis, under 17 first two map headshots at a -2. BL1X1 over 29.5 at a 2 sportsbook differential on the over. Blue White over 29.5 at a 2. Nayeti under 18.5 first two map headshots at a -2 would be your absolute best options. And then last but not least, nothing for Valorant at the moment. All right. So as you guys know, man, just stay on the tools, continue refreshing. We did add a feature to our mobile when you're on your phone on Props Made Easy, utilizing your phone. By the way, the best way to use the tools is using Google Chrome. Safari sometimes trips for some odd reason. So if that happens, just switch to Google Chrome. Google Chrome, they run the absolute best on. But when you're on your mobile, you can just swipe down now and refresh the tools. Instead of having to refresh your entire browser, you can kind of just swipe down and you'll see the little spinner loading, and then it'll load up a new time. So you don't have to refresh the entire browser anymore. You can just kind of simple swipe and have the updated picks right there in front of you. All right? Make sure you're updating consistently so you can get those absolute best plays in as they come in. Musgrove dropped from a 53% back down to a 52.89. That'll happen because remember, we have so many sportsbooks we take into account. So any new sportsbooks adding a line for them or it just slightly dropping is going to slight our overall chance of hit. But nonetheless, this should end up a green probability at the end of the day, and it is a solid play over 4.5Ks. All right? Thank y'all for joining me as always, man. Good luck as always tonight. Let's get this money. PropsMadeEasy.com is only $20 a month. As I said, busy time of year coming up. So lock in. Thank y'all for joining me as always. I'm out. Peace.